What?
There was no grand proposal
at all. So Musa used to have a ring that he just wore. It was like this. It was a very religious ring.
Yeah,
like Jesus with a cross on it, and I was like, okay, why are you wearing a ring? And he's just like, no, I think you used to use it to turn off people. Yes,
it worked.
He is that person.
I didn't want to talk to people. Stay away from me.
I know. I also thought maybe he might actually be married, but
have like 4 wives and like 10 kids.
And, so the one that I thought, oh, it looks nice. I should get a ring too, and I did. And it wasn't a hint. It was just we walked around with rings for no reason. But I think in my heart I knew that this relationship is it for me. It was it. But we were just walking around with rings for no reason still. And then it was my grad and we had the party, and then there was the after party with my friends. Now we're all playing Drunk 30 Seconds, never a good idea.
Yes.
And one of my friends looks at my finger, she's like, Atara, why'd you have a ring on your finger? And then she looked at him like, he has a ring too. Oh my god, are you guys engaged? We'd never spoken about this, besides me in my heart knowing. So in that moment we looked at each other and it was a nod. I was like, yes. And that's it. And I think I went to him later and I was like, okay, let's discuss this properly tomorrow. And then because we're in Pretoria now, on the drive back home, we discussed, like, do we think we're ready for this? Is this something we want to do? Am I somebody you'd see yourself marrying? And it was all yes. So we started planning a wedding.
We love you! Is that the one from your grandmother?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love the way they speak to each other. So cool. Oh, you so
Would you?
Yes.
Bravo! Bravo!
I know that. I feel like you should go now.
Oh, congratulations!
Congratulations, you guys!
Where's the puppy? I'm the shock puppy. I don't know what you're doing. You know, it's obvious what you're doing, but then I don't know.
She said yes! You guys are gorgeous.
You're such a weirdo. What you were doing? That was a quick thinking thing. I said,
Beautiful.
This morning, I took it with me this morning because I was going to ask Jackie if I could use this occasion because all your friends are here. So
Yeah. Yo, pop it. You can pop it. Let's pop, guys. Yeah, it's gonna pop.
and then we had to wait for Sunray to get back.
The other thing is, I think we knew there would be a little bit of a concern. We were well aware that people are going to be like, oh, but didn't you just beat that guy? And I think it was fair. I think both our friends did speak to us with a little bit of concern. I think his one friend was like, yeah, I'll sort of be like, okay, after 2 years. Which is a bit upsetting, but I think in the end I understood, and well, I guess he's fine now. So yeah.
Wow, don't expose my best. We always talk about how we want to be so discreet about it and announce after it had happened, where we would be like, oh no guys, we actually got married like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Then that's where we'll get the, do a little bit of a celebration, but it won't be your traditional, a wedding of sort. But marriage, it's very important to us. We usually feel like we are married.
No, it's not important to us.
No, but like you have to understand the context of.
Personally, the concept of marriage is just nonsense. I don't believe in it. I don't care for it. If we get married, when we get married, for me it's just gonna be for the benefit.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Because I think it's just a title and a ring and whatever. Everything else is still the same.
But you are referring to the wedding.
Also, this concept of a marriage for me is like, if we are staying together already, then the marriage
That's exactly
is
where I
like
was going.
nothing for me. Like, it holds no weight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly where I was going. But when I said like the context, we often say we are married because we already live together, and living together obviously has a lot of there are certain modalities that need to be taken into consideration, or there's so much that you learn about the person. There's so many elements of marriage that come with living together. So really, when I said marriage is important, I was in that token to say we are already doing it, and I mean there's so much that comes with it, and we're already experiencing that.
Oh yeah, babe. What is Mary? What the fuck? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I told her about this. Like, she was like, would you ever get married? I'm like, if I found the right person, and I felt that's what we wanted to do. But I don't look at it as a marriage in the traditional sense. I look at it's more of a union. Yeah. It's two beings deciding to do life together and always be that support for each other. And we're like a traditional whatever wedding ceremony ain't about to happen because that shit is Eurocentric. It's like that's not what so we're like
we want to find our
we want to find our own. And like I told, like she had, when we first like started hanging out, when she first time she came to my room, she went through like a lot of my journals and a lot of my poetry books, and did you find my whole wedding thing plan? Oh good, there's something she didn't find, thank God. So like I was writing down because like I've been, before I met her, thinking like if I was to have a wedding, what kind would it be, so it'd be like this 3-day thing.
Oh, I did find that.
Yeah, oh damn,
I found that.
That's everything. God damn, she's so nosy.
And we talked about it.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't be traditional. And now like, because she's the one I want to spend my life with, I'm like trying to like, okay, what do you want to do? How can we make this work and be something we both like, and of course it'll be like after we're more financially stable, like we're not getting married until we can afford it, and we're not going to go broke for something that's only going to like the ceremony, what, 30 minutes? Or
Please,
that's why we're
no,
just
our
like,
ceremony will be like at least an hour because I want a whole production. I want a choir. I want performances. I want speeches. I want video.
It's gonna be a 3-day event.
Yes,
it's like at least a 3-day event.
And we want to do our African ancestry. We want to find out where we're from, so we can. Because I am not interested in keeping my last name.
Me neither.
And so we want to know like where we are rooted and where are we from, and so we want to have, you know, that information. So we just do this the authentic way, and
get a name that's ours. Yeah, you know, because our names are slave masters' names. So it's like I'm like, shit, I don't want to keep this last name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, like once we find out what tribe we're from, hopefully go visit in the motherland, you know, and get to know the culture, and then like find out more about like what is in our blood, you know, and find our last names from that. And like, you know, it's like we starting like our own family line.
Yeah, and we both want to propose, so we'll see how that goes. She thought she was gonna be the one to propose. I'm like, I don't want to propose to you. So we both gonna propose.
I'm just gonna say the proposal's gonna be so dope, and she's gonna be so busy crying, she gonna forget that she.
No, I won't.
She's gonna be saying yes. As soon as I get the ring, I'm gonna stand up and just hug her, and that way she can't. You can't.
No, I wish.
But yeah, it's so funny he says this because when he. No, not like that, but like the previous thing that you said where you're like, I don't care for it, whatever. But he was also like, pop the question, put the ring on it. Because I'm like, sometimes I ask for certain things and it's like, you haven't married me. But
you demand things sometimes.
Yeah, you're my person and I'm your person.
You're very demanding as a person to everybody.
Well, I mean, we're doing this, so I mean, you know.
But if she did, I'd be like, you know, I'm not about to cry because I'm not sensitive like you, so I won't.
I know I want to come down the aisle belting, singing, you know. And
did you know she's an actor?
Who said I'm an actor? I'm not an actor. But yeah, we have ideas. I don't know, I just want to spend my life with this woman. Like, she's so crazy and weird. I can't stand her. But I want to spend my life with her and like travel and stuff and see the world. She's never left the country, so I want to make sure she, you know, gets out with me, and yeah.
And I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Oh.
Like, I've known that for a minute now, and it's like I never remember the moments exactly, but I just remember she's being her weird self, and I'm just looking at her and I'm just like, I cannot wait to spend forever with this woman. It's like I really can't.
People gonna think we so corny.
We are. Yeah. You a little more cornier than me,
please.
And we had to be like, I think we started off at 50.
Yeah.
50 people.
Small wedding.
Small wedding. And apparently that's not small anymore, but anyway. And eventually the number grew to 60 because of me. And then 70 because of me. Yeah, I think the final tally was like 65.
65.
Yeah. Because I was at home job hunting at that point, a lot of the planning fell to me. I would discuss what I found with him, but the communication with all the suppliers and organizing everything was basically me.
Thank you, wedding planner.
He was on Pinterest a lot, trying to find ideas. Ended up picking the colors for the suits as well. I found the tailor for the suits. But he was there, he was involved with his cards.
Wow.
But yeah, I think we definitely planned it together. in that sense that even when I was contacting somebody, I'd let them know I contacted A, B, and C. But it was a stressful. I mean, we found the venue 6 months before the wedding, so the timelines were a bit tricky. But I think when somewhere along the way, my mother was like, "No, I definitely have to come," and that was nice for us. I appreciated that a lot. That she was willing, was able to look past whatever she felt in terms of her religious convictions to be like, "You're my son, and I can't miss that day in your life." I think even more. I think on the day itself, her cousin passed away at about 3 a.m. and the family was like, "No, she should take the cousin's wife back to Mafeking," and she said no. She couldn't explain why, but she said no, and she still showed up. Everybody was like, "Your mom looks so sad." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, there was a lot happening behind the scenes, but even outside of that, she chose to be there, which made the day extra special for me." Yeah.
Yep. No, planning coming to the day, this was our biggest project, or I'm calling our whole wedding a project now. Our biggest project together in terms of, I think, to cement some of the, I think, important elements in a relationship, to try and communicate as much as possible. Money was at stake, but also probably just even to agree, because he has his own favorite color, I have my own favorite color. How do we incorporate each other and figure out in the whole scheme of things in terms of, I think, ideas. But I think I was open enough that I wouldn't have had, I think, enough time to put in time. But I think the little time that I had to sift through the ideas or to rank in terms of what really happens to try and make our day as best in terms of our own planning. But yeah, I think that was like, because I'm calling him our wedding planner, but it was really, really, really great. There were challenging moments, there were times when we didn't agree, mostly, but I think we'll find a way to try and I think to reach a conclusion and leading up to the day. But I think the spreadsheet, it helped a lot to try at least control, to try and figure out exactly how we're going to spend on what. We might know almost up to the last dime that we paid for that wedding. But also just put in milestones within the spreadsheet that we want to achieve this. And if it's not achievable on that specific day, and what would be the next best day. And it helped a lot. We had very few things, if there were any, that we'll probably remember on the day of the wedding. Like everything as far as possible we could remember. Or else at least ask some of our closest friends to help us in the whole scheme of things. A lot of driving. Like literally we spent our entire, probably good, that 5 months, or from Jan until end of May, in the car every single weekend, going somewhere for the things of the wedding. The wedding was nice, it was really lovely, and when we were standing on the red carpet waiting to go down to say our vows, I was like, oh well, this is it, we're here now. And anything else that goes wrong, I think other people will be responsible for. I'm not responsible, I'm here, I'm gonna wed this man, and anything else, oh well, it is what it is. And I've got no idea what happened in the background. I think other people will take care of that. Me, I stand there and said I do, and ate and had bread together with the people, and interactions and with them, and then just a hangout, a little party that really went into we don't know until what time, because no one was keeping track of the phones or anything. And we woke up at 10 a.m. the next day when we should have checked out at 10 a.m.